car's not even moving. So I don't know what I'm setting. Oh, it's because I'm setting off with a gear as well. I'm used to that S180, innit? It's fucking magical. Those tubes. Honestly, you want to hear it when you go through gears. Go doo 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 doo. It's like a fucking mad tune. Because like I said, of that thing of the green is some nice camera angles on it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some people just choose to can't do it. It's not rockery. No offence to the people. Masters on as well.
Yeah. Just joining now, mate. Stay on for much longer after I went off last night?
No. I had to be up early, didn't I?
Alright.
Went for the sub and that, didn't I?
Yeah, I thought Rex would have stayed on for a
Yeah.
bit longer with you.
No, he did. He stayed on, didn't he?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, it was a weekend, didn't it? For him. I said I wish I could stay on, but I had to get up, didn't it? So.
Yeah, what was it the other day when I was on it? I didn't realise. He was like, "Hey, you got work tomorrow?" I was like, "Yeah, what?" He was like, "I'm 3 o'clock."
Right. It's easy done, though. Like last night, it was 22, wasn't it?
Not bad for a freebie, is it?
Isn't it? Fucking free, but set you up. To be honest, I've just got one as well, and an amp. JBL 1000.
Yeah, there was another component speed.
Should have got them.
They were shagged.
Not good.
But yeah, no, that song probably only got used for probably about 6 months. Nuts, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. It is, it's crazy, isn't it?
But you know what make you laugh? Got on sub.
Yeah.
150 watt.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, guess what the component speakers are?
About 350 each.
No, they're 240.
You know, still though.
That's a lot for a component speaker. I don't know.
Yeah. But it'll sound mint though when you get it in though, G.
Oh yeah, I've just got to get 2 more. And then it'll be good to go. I think of changing my head unit. But to change my head unit to the style head unit that I want, you know, the center console piece,
Yeah.
you've got to change that. Like all the units behind it. The
Yeah.
slightly later ones where they had where you've heard of obviously single din and double din head units.
Yeah. Mine's a double din.
Single din ones are like the thin ones, and then the double dins are like the ones that normally have a screen on and everything.
Yeah, that's what mine used to be, a double din. But I'll tell you one thing. The stereo, it's all about your head unit. And obviously your amp. Because your output is from your head unit, and then your amp, that gives you your bass in it.
Well, no, believe it or not, you can have a really shit head unit.
Honestly, trust me.
Believe it or not, it's about how you set it up. I'll put it this way, like my old Golf, the way I had that set up, it could outpower my mate's competition, like one that he built. Obviously, I had four subs in it, and I think it had like 8 component speakers. Don't get me wrong, it was loud. I think it was something like about 5,000 watt of power, but he just didn't set it up properly.
Yeah.
That's obviously why mine, it just sounded more crisp and clear when you had it cranked right up.
It's like you said, it's all about the setup, isn't it?
It's like I was saying, he had like a couple of grand in his system, and I had the maximum 300 quid in.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
And he was just shocked that how clear and crisp, how clear it was. Like the bass was that punchy, like when you were sat on the back seat, when I cranked it right up, you could like the bass would like make you like struggle to breathe. And everyone who sat in, like, just literally the one seat, literally just behind, like where the sub was, just behind you. That if you sat in that one seat when I cranked it, it was evil. But yeah, like, because I built all this sub into like the quarter panel,
Yeah,
so I could still have all like the full boot space. Before, because I ended up having to pack all behind the sub with foam.
Yeah, to stop it all from.
Well, no, basically, when you cranked it up, what it was doing when the bass was kicking, because obviously where I didn't port it, like have a hole in the stuff. And basically, what it was doing is it was sucking the quarter panel and popping in and out.
Fuck.
Yeah, it was sucking in a good like what, 5 to 10 mil. And then pop it back out. So I ended up having to ram loads of like bits of like foam from an old cushion.
Yeah.
Like pack it, like jam it all out behind it to stop it. But yeah, nah, if something wasn't fixed to the car, it'd let you know.
Yeah. Proper let you know, innit? Remember that one, what's the big Saxo?
Well, the 15-inch sub that I used to have, I did a deal with someone, like, it was a fucking 3,000 watts, like, sub.
Yeah.
Like, competition, like, it was called, well, you've heard of MTX audio, ain't you?
Yeah. Competition.
Well, it was one of their competition subs.
Yeah,
like 15 inch.
Nice.
Mate, like, my mate put it in his Corsa, took out his parcel shelf, like, and I set it all up for him. And I said, do not, whatever you do, crank this full volume. Because it will blow your windows. It will blow your windows out. Even him being a dickhead that can't me, going, here, I'll watch this, it'll blow, like, this sub's got enough power to blow my window out. And everyone was like, yeah. So then he fucking cranked it right up, mate. Like,
So
with a proper, I can't remember what tune it was, but it was like, it was fine with the punchy bass. It was like when it kicked with a really long bass line, and then all of a sudden it just went, mate, the window just shattered. And everyone was just like, as they do. And he was just like gutted, like going, what the fuck, it actually did it. I didn't actually believe that it would do it. And I was like, yeah mate, it's 3,000 watts of pure bass. But it weren't built into a box. Basically what I did with it is, you know your spare wheel well?
Yeah, built it into that.
I put a complete wood floor on it and then cut a hole where the like, spare wheel would be. Because this sub, it was designed to be mounted upside down.
Wow, right, yeah.
So it's just one big ass motherfucking 15-inch sub right in the middle of his boot. With obviously the amp under a bit of perspex beside it. But yeah, mate, wow, it was clean, but it's just like people were just looking at it going, nah, one sub, it's not going to be that like fucking bad. But mate, you can.
Yeah, be surprised.
Blew his window out and obviously replaced the window, and then just like, everything just kept falling off his car.
Rattling off.
Yeah. Like, you know, you got the wheel arch trim from like the Corsas.
Yeah.
Yeah, they popped off from bass vibrating it. The rearview mirror used to fall off all the time. When you crank the bass up like, to about halfway, sometimes it used to ping on engine management lights. Yeah, because obviously it would start running, like, and obviously the bass was just starting. I don't know what it did to it, but it just started interfering with the way it ran. So
Yeah,
I don't know if that
cool
was it needed like a power cap on it. So
yeah, to
I think it might have just been sucking too out.
Yeah, to killing the car off, innit?
Well, people don't realise that. Do you know what a power cap does?
Yeah. Reduces
Takes
the power.
It takes
So it
in
don't
a
blow
quarter
up.
of the voltage.
Yeah.
No, it takes in a quarter of the voltage and amps it up.
Yeah, so
basically
it blows that instead of your fucking amp, innit?
Yeah, it takes in 4 volts and then cranks it up to 12 volts.
Yeah, it's one of them, innit? So that takes a punch instead of ramp and shit, innit?
But do you know how easy it is to get, like, do you know when you see people with the lights that go with the beat?
Yeah.
Do you know how easy that is to do?
No.
You don't have to buy, do you know, like them sound like modded like LED, like RGB gears.
Yeah.
No, you don't. All you need to do, because obviously a sub runs on a 12-volt feed. That's how it activates. It basically puts a 12-volt feed to it, and that pulls the cone in. And then obviously when it like releases that 12-volt feed, it relaxes the cone. And that's obviously what causes, where it pulls it quick. That's what causes the bass, the vibration through the cone. That's what causes that, like, causes the bass notes. So, yeah. Yeah, basically what you do is you just like, you know, obviously where you'd wire your, like, the two wires from your amp to the sub.
Yeah.
With them, like, obviously you've got a positive and a negative. Yeah, you just like, you know, you can get like the 12-volt RGB cables.
Yeah.
You basically wrap them around like the sub or something, like around the face of it, and put a bit of like perspex screwed over the front, with a bit of like an air gap between it.
Yeah.
Tint it black. Then obviously when you look at it, it doesn't look like anything. But then obviously when you put like the tunes on and bass, like the bass starts kicking, basically what it does is every time that 12-volt feed comes through, it'll illuminate the lights. And obviously if it's a long punchy bass line, then it'll proper bright lights, like get lighter. And obviously, yeah, it flashes like with the beat, everything like perfectly. Do you know what I mean? Because obviously sometimes when you get them sound ones, they don't quite go with the beat sometimes. I've done that a few times with limos. Yeah, because obviously, like we used to have to change like the seating arrangements, and obviously, like where it'd be like a wrap-round corner. Yeah, we'd have to take out like essentially like the corner, so then it'll be like two straight seats. So then you've obviously got to put something in that corner. Obviously, you put a bit of bar on the bottom there, like where there's like cup holders and a fucking bottom champagne bottle holder. But then on the back, you like put a bit of padded like fucking tin, like shit on there. But like most of the time, if they had a spare sub box that was hidden, that's what I used to do. Because obviously the mounting to the sub box was solid in like the frame. Put a clear bit of perspex over the front of it, tint it with a bit of fucking thin foam film. Obviously LED RGB lights, rig them round into the sub. So obviously when you looked at it, it was black. You couldn't tell. But then obviously as soon as you like obviously put the music on and that, like, because obviously where it's tinted, the light would just illuminate and you just see the sub behind it.
Yeah, that's it.
So like every one of the like limos that I did that in, the owners was like, yeah, that's hanging. There was like, you've seen them party buses?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've built one of them before. Yeah. Like that's all kitted out. Like there's the limo that's actually like quite famous. It's a Hummer, and it's called the Terminator.
Never heard of it.
No, it's got 5 axles.
5 axles.
Yep. 4 rear ones, and obviously 1 set on the front.
Mad.
The thing's like 40 foot long.
Can you imagine?
Yeah, mate, that was mental on the inside of that. Had all like, you know, like the Terminator's head and everything, that used to all light up and everything and shit like that. Yeah, mate.
You know that's sick.
I worked on the Hummer limo that, like, you know when JLS first made their name?
Yeah.
When they did their first UK tour. Well, they had like a Hummer limo that like put them on tour and everything.
Yeah.
So I worked on that.
beautiful.
Decks in it and everything. 50-inch TV, PlayStation. I've put fucking TVs in like limos and everything like that before. It's not as hard as what you'd actually think.
No. It's just getting oh shit.
To get a normal TV to work in your in a van or a car or anything like that, you need a power inverter.
Yeah, converter, anyway. Power converter from
just get a decent one.
24
a decent
volts
one,
to a fucking 12 volt,
yeah. And yeah, this is a cheap way. Do you know you get the little 7-inch screens and that?
Yeah.
This is a cheap. Obviously, if you were to buy an actual TV screen that big, it's about 150, 200 quid.
Yeah.
But what people don't realise is, you know, you can get the video picture frames, like the 7-inch frames. Right, you can get like 7-inch picture frames that are like that you can put videos on and everything like that. What people don't realise is like they actually do have an AV output, but it's like, you know, the RGB.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an RGB audio output on them, and that's what we used to like change them for, because they're a lot better quality than what they were. Yeah, mate. Well, you've seen the size of the brakes and that we used to put on them, haven't you?
Yeah, fucking huge.
Well, they'll put it this way, like, you know, a standard Hummer, like a normal like Hummer that's not been stretched into a limo.
Yeah.
Would you believe it or not, their brakes don't meet European specs.
Yeah,
They fall short. Yeah, and obviously they're over in America, they're stretching, leaving them on standard brakes. Everything's completely standard when they stretch them apart. Like literally, what they do is they cut them in half, put a section in the middle, weld them back together.
Yeah.
Mental, isn't it? Because obviously where I used to have to strip like basically the interiors like near enough completely out with them and that when we used to do all our shit to them. You actually see how they're made. Well, no, how they're made. Do you know what I mean? It's like over in America, there's so many companies that do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like what they refer to as a coach builder. It's the same thing here. You know, like when you get like when a truck's built and that, believe it or not, it comes out as a cabin of air chassis.
Yeah, that's it.
Then it goes off to other companies and they put like the beds on them or like all like the belt ends on. So I used to work for a company that used to do that. Fucking shit job. But yeah, you could tell who were the better builders, who were the shit builders. Just by the way when you took them apart,
yeah,
you could actually see it. The way that certain things like were done, and it's just like wow. But now the brakes are put on it. They used to jump out of the brake welders.
Well, the size of them.
The rule is you know when you're like on an MOT test, you know, you've got the brake tester, the rollers.
Yeah.
Well, believe it or not, the rule is if your car jumps out of the rollers, yeah, then it's a pass.
So it's some pass.
Yep.
Mental, huh?
Yeah. But yeah, I can remember it like taking the limo to the first one we had done, taking it down for the first test. Obviously, I had to take it to a Bowden station.
Yeah.
I can remember it now, the tester. Because obviously he's used to big trucks and everything being on there, and obviously when they're in the rollers, they never jump out. So he stood, probably like about 3-4 foot in front of the like limo.
Yeah.
He obviously said like, on the brake, like gently push it. Because that's what you got, you gently push it on and then you just bang straight on. So yeah, he was like, yeah, and then he was like bang straight on, and it literally just ripped and jumped straight out the rollers. Straight at the like tester, and he shit himself.
Yeah, it is.
And he was like, wow, I've never seen brakes that good on a vehicle that size. Well, put it this way, the brakes that we put on them were like plenty enough for the vehicle. But legislation stated that he used to have a secondary brake.
Yeah.
Because where it was over a certain weight.
Yeah. But you'd think that
basically, I think it's, yeah, which is like, essentially it's a big magnetic brake that goes on the prop. Like just behind the gearbox sort of thing. Buses, like, do you know buses?
Yeah.
And trucks and everything, they all run, like they all have them.
Yeah.
Do you know like the retarder?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Exhaust brake as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that's on like trucks.
Yeah.
But on like buses and that, they have like well, it's a retarder, like, and basically what that is a big magnetic brake that sits on like the prop shaft. So if all your other